Was living in a shed.
They decided to adopt us. Unfortunately, it didn't last for very long because my cousin decided to sexually abuse me.
When I lived in the shed with my family, it was not easy. I didn't eat anything. We didn't have any money to get food, so I was pretty much starving.
I always had people come in and out of my life pretty much my whole life.
I was living in a shed after my aunt and my mom and my uncle and stuff. We all got evicted from the house and we were living in a shed, and it was winter. And then I had a cousin and I stayed with her for a little bit, and then I went back to living in the shed with my mom and my aunt and my uncle. Then after I left my first foster home, I went to a group home, stayed there for a year, went to another foster home that was planning on adopting me, but that didn't happen. And then I went to the children's home again. I was there for a year and 6 months, and then I ended up in my last foster home that is now my adoptive family.
Tamara was my very first CASA case, and so I was very nervous. I had just, gone through all the training, and I was so excited. I was so nervous. I had to navigate, getting in touch with foster parents, and I knew a little bit about her. I certainly knew more about her than she knew about me, but I was really excited. And Tamara was really easy to meet. She has always been a super joyful young woman. And even then, even with all the things she was going through, she was really happy.
So when I met Lindsay for the first time, I was very excited, and I'm glad that I had met her when I did.
I think having Tamara in my life has changed my life. Now I'm going to get teary-eyed. I think just watching her grow up has been a real pleasure, and seeing her find her forever family was unbelievable.
Before CASA, I pretty much was in foster care my whole life. So I was first put in the foster care system when I was in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I was born. I ended up getting adopted by my cousins, which is my dad's side of the family, and me and my siblings, we all just got placed there, and then they decided to adopt us. Unfortunately, it didn't last for very long because my cousin decided to sexually abuse me. So at that point, pretty much for a while, until at least I was like maybe 12-ish or something, is when I met this one family, and me and my siblings fell in love with them. We liked them a lot. What ended up happening is they were going to go push forward to this adoption, and I got scared just from the trauma response from my first adoption. I was just like, well, this happened the first time. I'm worried that this is going to happen again. But then they mentioned the word adoption, which at the time I think was really a trigger word for me. So I ended up just acting up again, and then it was just the last straw. And then I got put back in the system after that, and they ended up keeping my siblings, and then my siblings ended up getting adopted.
Well, I worked for the juvenile justice system in Missouri for about 12 years, and each of our abuse neglect cases had a CASA assigned to it, and I saw with my own eyes what CASA did for these kids.
I met my CASA worker for the first time. I was 15 years old. I was living at the group home at the time, and I just felt very dubious. I just felt like this was just going to be another person that was going to walk into my life and then just leave.
I saw so much potential in Frank. He was getting straight A's while he was living in a group home with very little support. Group homes are tough because there's a new staff coming in every 8 or 10 hours. You don't know what mood they're going to be in. You don't know what the kids are going to be like. There may be new kids there when you get home from school, and there may be kids gone when you get home from school. And so you never know what your day is going to be like, and he was still able to maintain straight A's through all of that. I just knew there was something special about this kid, and I wanted to nurture and foster whatever that was, and see where he would decide to take his life.
If it wasn't for Suzie, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have graduated valedictorian from my school.
I just think that if everyone could love a kid that's not theirs, if everyone could just be there to pick up the phone when they have a question, or, you know, it doesn't take money, it doesn't take a lot of time even, but to be there for a kid when they need you, that can make an entire world of difference for that kid in their lifetime.